Hello, I'm G.E.Schneeman, and today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my Bowed Psaltery. I want to start by showing you my longest, lowest, middlest string runs down here like this and goes across the top of its pin through a little notch that's not that big, not deep enough to make a speed bump or anything like that, and guides it down to where it's tied on. And this pin is then lower into the wood than any of the others, and each of the pins, and I'm going along this way, it gets a little bit taller. You can kind of see that over here on this side, but that action is kept as flat as possible. Going over to this side makes a valley so that when I go to the strings like this way, I'm not bumping into the strings in the middle, but just the string that I want to play. And then having the strings all evenly spaced like that makes it easier to do the sliding. And then coming up here we have our highest, shortest string, which sounds okay right here by the pin, but if I get out here, I'm stopping the string and not letting it have enough room to make its noise. And it just goes to show that each one of these other strings, you're only able to play them in the spot that you want to play them. Coming down to this side, we have the nut. Goes like this. Often it's just wood. It can have brass, steel rod. I personally have silver rod across the top of this one. And the string runs from point A here, down here, and across that without any notching, and straight to the pin that it's supposed to go to without bumping into any other strings. And there's enough of a space in between all of these pins for me to be able to replace strings as I go along. And then we're coming to the side of the instrument, which on a hammer dulcimer they call a rail. And the bottom has a Possum Board. They put those on Appalachian dulcimers nowadays to make them more acoustic on the back. And I have actually two holes in the back. This is the one I use for my finger hole, makes it very comfy and this one gets used for aiming a microphone at, and they're also handy for hanging the Bowed Psaltery on a wall. So I recommend putting a hole in the back of your psaltery if you don't have one already. And then we're coming around, I also want to point out the pin block down here is actually a fairly large piece of wood that comes out to being underneath the back side of the nut here. And I've already done a video on my bows you can go check out, and I hope that's been instructive. Bye-bye. Happy salting.